Hi everyone, welcome back to Keeping Up with Cashy. So I know you're asking yourself because I've been bombarded with this question as well. Cashy, where are the videos? Cashy, what happened? Cashy, you still gonna make YouTube? Cashy, Cashy. Okay, I hear you. So it's not my goal to, be inconsistent with my video posting. I promise that it isn't. Um, it's just, YouTubing is hard and it requires a lot. And what I promise, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to make another video. If you are interested and you really love this video, after this video is done, I'm going to drop another video either today or tomorrow explaining why I haven't, been consistently posting my YouTube videos. So if you are interested in that, please check that out. Now, you know, today I felt really motivated and I wanted to just, come and finally, jump back into the YouTube thing. So I wanted to make this video because I have like some really exciting changes in my life and, I wanted to share that with you. And I know I mentioned in an earlier video that I recently graduated with my master's degree. And however, I actually just got the actual degree in the mail. And before I filmed this video, guess what happened? Water decided to spill on my degree. So now, instead of it being all straight and stuff, it's like all messed up. But, I'm sure that I can probably, pay to get another one, which I'll probably have to do. But at the end of the day, I guess it's just all a piece of paper. That's what it comes down to, right? It's all a piece of paper. But the reason why I wanted to make this video was because I felt the need to just, talk about my story just in hopes that it can further help inspire someone, it can help someone, put pedal to the metal and, just push on because, at the end of the day, the end will definitely come. For most people, when they start their master's programs, it's like an easy walk in the park. So they start it, they do either 2 years or, 3 years, depending on full-time, part-time, and then they're done. And they have these really cool experiences and, they go on to say, oh my God, grad school was an amazing experience for me. For me, that's definitely not my case. I hated grad school. I hated every moment of it, but I couldn't lose sight of my goals, Originally, I started one program. I think I was like 25 at the time. I started a program and it was like centered around like children. I think it was like school counseling because I used to work with children. I've always worked with families. I like just that aspect of things. And I was like, you know what? Just let me be a school counselor. Let me, help change the mindset and, be the ones to intervene in the life of a child at an early age. And started the program. Everything was going great. And then like a year into the program, it just like went downhill. Like I lost motivation. I just started questioning why I was doing it, why I was working the job I was working, why I was in the program, because the information that I was receiving didn't, align with the person that Cashy was becoming. So I made the decision to drop out of school. And of course, this was like very like hard at the time because it was hard because one, I'm someone who's like very prideful and I tend to like equate my achievements with like my intellectual capabilities, I guess. So for me, dropping out of school meant like, as stupid as it sounds, it meant like I wasn't smart enough or, I wasn't like worthy enough, like something like that. So that was difficult in of itself. So I dropped out of school, I quit my job, and I had like an early midlife crisis. So I was 25 years old, like going through the worst of the worst. And, like most, I was sad. Of course I was sad, but I couldn't stay sad forever, because what does that get me? It gets me nowhere, right? So after like dropping out of school, quitting my job, I was at that time talking to a person, and I don't really want to give him space in this YouTube video, but he's responsible for me getting into HR. And the reason being is because I remember, like, he was busy. He was doing online school, and I wasn't too familiar with online school because I was like the type to like go to school, like go to the physical place. And he was doing a program online, and he was too busy at the time. So he was like, Cashy, or I'll pay you to take my classes. So I said, you'll pay me to take your classes? You trust me like that? He was like, yeah, you seem pretty smart. I'll pay you. So at the time, he was taking HR classes, right? And this was like at a master's level. And I didn't have my master's degree. So it was kind of like awesome that he like wanted to, pay me to do his work. So I started taking the classes, and I really, really liked the material. Like I was super like the motivation and that happiness and all those kinds of feelings that I had when I first started at Brooklyn College were the same feelings that were coming back. So I was like, what is this? Like, I was mastering everything. He was getting A's, so it worked out. I was like, I want more. I want more. I want more. And then shout out to my friend Maxie, because she's someone, a little like context about Maxie. Maxie is like one of like my best friends. We don't talk all the time, but when we do talk, it's like for hours. And when we do talk and we catch up, it always seems like the universe strategically just has our lives at the same place at the same time. Like we go through the same struggles. So every time I talk to her, it's not planned, but we'll just start talking. And I'm like, girl, what's happening with work? What's happening with school? What's happening with this? And she'll start talking about like, girl, that's the same thing that's happening with me. You will not believe. And that's how it goes. So we're able to, relate. And that just feels good in of itself, just to have a friend that, that can relate to you because they're absolutely in that exact same space, trying to figure out things the same time that you are. So we kind of like push and rely on each other in some ways. So I started talking to Maxie, and the conversation came up about school, and she was like, I just recently enrolled back into school. I'm working on my master's in education, blah, 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 blah. So I was like, girl, tell me more. Since I dropped out, I want to get back into school because, I want to have a master's degree too. And she just told me about her program, and she told me about the school. And by the end of the conversation, I was sold. She was like, I'll connect you to my advisor. And she connected me to her advisor. And then by the end of that conversation, maybe like the same time or like a day after, I called the advisor, and I was getting back into school. And the great thing about that program was about her school, is that it had an HR program. So I was just like, okay, this is perfect. Like, it's like everything is falling into place. So once I secured school, then I had to secure a job. So it was like, I had all this experience, like, in after school programs and, working with families and stuff like that. But now I was transitioning to a new field. Even though I had experience, like managerial experience, they wouldn't take me necessarily serious. So I had to basically like start my way from the bottom and, work my way up. So as I secured a job, it was a job. It wasn't like anything like extravagant. I remember I would call Maxie and I would vent to her, I'd be like, girl, I can't do it. Like, I can't. Like, this is not even Maxie. I would call my best friend like every day, and she would always tell me, she would be like, Cassie, just hold on. Like, you know why you're doing this. This is not like, like, it's not the end all be all, but it's just a step in the right direction. So just look at it as exactly that. So with everyone around me, just being like, those motivating factors, I just stuck with it. And I was able to, complete my degree. I was able to advance within the company. And you know, I'm here today. So that's why I wanted to come on YouTube. I wanted to just come and, you know, kind of talk about my struggle and you know, in a sense, like encourage, if you are watching this video, just encourage you to not give up. Like, there were times where, you know, I wanted to quit myself, but like at the end of the day, I always had to remind myself that yes, this degree it's more than me. I'll be the first person in all of my family to have a master's degree. And I have like younger siblings and I have cousins and things like that. So for them to see that I've done it, I'm sure that will motivate the hell out of them to, you know, want to do it. And I'm sure that if you listen and you hear my story too, that will, you know, give you that extra bit of boost or that extra push to, you know, to stick it through. And to that too, I'll also say, if you feel like you are in something and it's not working out for you, don't be afraid to pause and, you know, hit those reset buttons and, you know, figure things out again. Because if it means dropping out, if it means starting over completely and building from the top, that's fine. That's what life is about. Like, look at me. So it doesn't get any more clearer than that. So that's why I wanted to come on YouTube. I wanted to testify and share that about myself. You know, I did all of that for this. A piece of paper, which, you know, it's my piece of paper. I'm going to frame it now, or I'm going to try to get a new one. But I'm just happy. Yes, my piece of paper. So with that being said, remember to like, to comment, and to subscribe, and I will be back with that second video explaining why I took a break from YouTube. Bye.